All right, welcome in everybody to Star Wars Galaxy Heroes Day by Day. It's 1:30 on the 9th of April. Thanks for being here. Hope everything's going well. We're getting ready for the weekend. Big weekend gonna be way. You won't notice because I'm planning to. I'm rendering videos like a madman, guys, so you could so I don't leave you guys high and dry with the weekend. So you have content. It'll go from the 10th to the yeah, probably yeah, from the 10th to the 13th or something. Like you never even notice. So just be aware of that. Just be aware of that. So no video for the 11th and 12th. If you see one, yeah. But we're doing what we're doing. Listening to a video that Fat Phil and Rabbit Beaver did back on, I believe, the 7th or so. Mentioned this in the free to play. It's I don't know. They talk about some stuff. They talk about some squads that I just had no thought of. And I'm like, no, I'm like, huh, maybe I should think about doing that. But of course, but guys, I'm not in any position. I have all my eggs in this Jedi Vanguard basket. And if it's not Jedi Vanguard, then I've wasted a lot of time. And, but whatever. I just think it's, I just don't want to be caught with my, I don't want to be caught out of sorts. And so that's the reason I'm chasing these Jedi Vanguard as quickly as I can, as purposeful as I can. And if it doesn't turn out to be Jedi Vanguard for this raid, it's not going to be pretty. If they say only Barriss and Amagundi are Jedi Vanguard that you're going to be able to use in this raid, it's going to be not good. It's going to be not good in any way for me because I will have just wasted a little bit of time across all of my accounts, and I don't like being in this position where I'm very double-minded, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm trying to do. It's like I'm trying to read the stitches on a fastball type of thing, and it's just concerning. Like if they don't end up using the whole Vanguard faction, and they end up going to 501st clones and a potential gas, then I'm like, oh. And if that happens, depending on whether we have the time to finish everything that we're working on or not before the raid starts. But this is the problem, is I'm watching this video and they're making very, very sensible arguments for stuff about CG not wanting to rework and reuse things from the previous raid, and I get that. But what this is going to make me do is this is going to be like, okay, I'm doing Luminara, I'm doing Dark Island, I'm doing Zam, we're still going to do Plo, we're still going to do Kelron, but we might not do Kid Fisto because we don't need him for anything. We might bring up Barriss Arsafi, and we might do her before we do Ayla Sakura. We may just move We might just back burner. I mean, this is a faction, but we're doing okay with what we're gonna do. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna do something a little crazy, and we're just gonna pretend that Kit Fisto doesn't exist right now. So that's a call I'm making on my own right now. So we just eliminated one of those pesky people that were on this list, and we're just like, in Luminar, we could argue that she's not useful, but we need one piece for Luminar. And then we're not going to think about Luminar anymore. And then we're just going to move the Talon Zam. And we're just going to really hone in on characters that make sense. And so Luminar is going to be the last character here that you're going to have, because we just totally we finished, what's his name before this? Qui-Gon. And Qui-Gon makes sense. But Kit Fisto, we're just, we'll back burner him, and, if we need him, we need him. If we don't, we don't. It's fine. And we're just not going to worry about it. And, if we do end up meeting him, then we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But for right now, he's going to stay at gear 12, which is not a big deal. And he's not going to be part of the equation right now with what we're doing for this account. So we just did it. We just finished Luminara. I'm going to have to go ahead and try to finish some stuff. We're going to get what we need for Luminara. And then once she's backburnered, we're just not even going to think about her. We're just going to keep moving forward with what we're doing. And people are going to talk to me about, where's your Luminara doing? I'll be like, what are you talking about? Because this is what we're doing. We're just being like, what are you talking about, Luminara? She's done. We can't rehash the past. And we're just gonna, we're gonna play it close to the best. And we're gonna be like, if we end up needing Kit Fisto, then we'll address that. But the big thing is we're just not wasting or using treasure right now on Kit Fisto. And that's one of my big takeaways from what they just were talking about in this video that I'm watching, is we're just not going to waste time on Kit Fisto when we just can't be convinced that he's going to be in the raid. That's basically what it boils down to. And so we're just going to do this. We're just going to pop this relic for Lumi, and now that she's done, we're just going to be like, okay, well, I mean, she's not done. She's relic 1, but for the purpose of this, she's done. And so now it's we've eliminated 2 spots. So I didn't know we were going to be doing that, but I just thought about it. I'm like, and what we're going to do is, if we have time, we're going to have to, I'm not going to invest on this. If it turns out that they include, that the clones, that the 501st are going to be there, well, then we'll have to go get, gas, obviously. And when we look at, for this account, what we have for gas going forward, what we already have established for gas in the likelihood that we need gas, which is possible, totally possible, then what do we already have in place? I mean, we have this. We have 5. We have enough. We probably do need to bring up, I've been working on these a little bit, but not enough, obviously. And then we look at here. We have Padme. We're going to need to probably, I think I'm going to bring up the Relic 3, which is not too far away. And then we already have C3, but Relic 3. General Kenobi and Shakti are on the list. We could very easily include Snips because that would raise our fleet a little bit more. So there's that. And then here, I don't know what this is. And when we get here, it's a become obviously we're going to have Asajj, and then it would just be, oh hey, we need troopers. We need these people. And so, we will we're going to hold off on Snips. We're going to hold off on these Saps. And the rest of the characters we're going to have on. And if we need to, we will do this because these Saps are another Naboo squad. So maybe we end up doing that. I don't know. I mean, if we do need gas, then that'll be one thing, but we'll have to see. Not worried about that yet, but the potential that it could be the gas, I was like, okay, well, if that ends up happening, that ends up happening. But we're just not gonna tether ourselves to people like Luminara and people like Kit Fisto. Then we're just gonna lean into people that will actually add to our accounts and help us move forward. All right. Got this. Let's grab this from here. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. And then we'll grab everything else from here, hopefully. And then, one step closer to having Darth Talon done. But, I'm not happy about, when they said that they don't think that the Naboo aligned Jedi Vanguard are going to be in the raid, I was like, it's a possibility. I'll tell you, I think it makes it more free to play viable if you do. If they use the Vanguard, because if they use the 501st, we have sort of the same reasoning that we had with the Galactic, these Galactic Republic Jedi to begin with. It's like, you don't have a reason to go get it. Now, because Phil and Beaver were talking, and they're like, oh yeah, when I started playing, went for gas right away, and it's like, why? And it's like, these guys are like, yeah, I love gas, blah, blah, blah. I love Anakin. He's great. And it's all right. But I mean, I would say if you're on the fence, like, I'm not on the fence. I'm a gas. I'll get gas at some point. I just want it to be on right terms because, like I said, I'm a guy who's driven by conquest and by whatever else, and I'm not driven by is this that's something okay. Let's just go to the other side and make it easy. Same. Is this? No. What am I looking at? Okay. Other than that, just keep doing what we're doing. Keep grinding. We're grinding. We need to go back in. start modifying and slicing some models because we got over 1,000 of each now of the materials. There's that. I'm gonna go ahead and do the Oppo whatever event. Then we'll be back to wrap it up momentarily. We'll come back. We just finished the Oppo event, so let's go. Or the Apple. I don't know. And now we're going to continue with finishing up the rest of this stuff that we need to have done for just be able to go forward. But anyway, I'm good. I think I'm good. We're just, it's raid prep is definitely something we're gonna have to. I definitely am just trying my best to focus on characters that I think are gonna be longevity, good long investments wise with just, this guy he's not perfect, but he happens to be a requirement for so and so. And if I farm him now, then I will have to farm him then, that type of thing. So trying to keep a positive spin, but just hearing somebody's fresh perspective on why they believe a squad that I didn't think was gonna come to be raid teams, because they made the point of CG just basically picks whoever for being in the raid, whether it makes sense or not. So there's that. But anyway, like I said, thanks for being here. Appreciate all of you. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you know what to do. Otherwise, but God bless. Hold the line. And see you tomorrow. Until then, have a good day. Bye.